I gained the skill of using a questionnaire or administering a questionnaire through drafting predetermined questions that were sent to the respondent, and we received the feedback or responses. I gained the skill of map orienting through rotating or turning a base map of Kampala, where features on the map tallied with that of what? With that of the ground. So that is what we can call skills gained. But as I told you, the 3 stages of fieldwork, you gain skills. For example, you can say, I gained a skill of formulating the topic. I gained a skill of formulating objectives. I gained a skill of carrying out a pilot study, because it is a skill. It is a skill. Because it is a skill on its own. But even all methods are skills, but you have to bring in the present continuous tense, like interviewing skill, not interview skill, not measurement skill, but measuring skill, interviewing skill, map orienting skill, not map orientation. Are you getting me there? Are you getting me there?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, teacher.
Now, after that, we go to what we call the problems first. The problems first while collecting data. The problems first while collecting data. We are saying that for the problems first while collecting data, you should give geographical problems rather than personal problems. Geographical problems rather than personal problems. There are students who say, you know, when you went to the factory, me, I have asthma, so I was affected. I was nearly fainting. Those are personal problems. That, you know, for me, I'm very fatty. I could not climb the hill. Those are personal problems. Me, I was very hungry. So when you went, I was very hungry. And those are personal problems. The problems should be geographical in nature. Sometimes we even tag methods on problems. We can ask you, using the above methods, especially when in part B or part C, their methods connected, how we describe them. So using the above methods, describe how you were hindered in collecting data. Explain the problems you faced while using the above methods. Meaning that whatever problem you are going to put, you have to tag a method on it. But still, they can also set a question which is general. You say, explain the problems first or the challenge first while collecting data. You are at liberty whether to add the method or not. But the one they tag the method, or the one they connect to part B, which was about methods, it means that you are going as a must to tag that method on your problem. You will say, using observation method, we faced a problem of this and that. Now, as you can see, these are the problems faced by different methods. For example, observation method, you may face a problem of hostility. Hostility will mean that the respondents can chase you. You can go to the market and they chase you away. And remember, observation needs the physical presence of the researcher. You have to go there and interact with these people and ask them questions and see questions and see features. So you can face a problem of hostility using observation. You can face a problem of obstruction. We call it physical obstruction. This can be done, or this can be by a forest, a tall building, and many other things. Physical obstruction, where you cannot see things which are beyond that obstruction, that barrier. It can be a hill, it can be a forest, it can be a tall building, among others. Observation, you can also face a problem of an abrupt downpour. You can also face a problem of what you call poor visibility. It can be due to fog, or mist or rufu. And you cannot see things which are far away. So those are the problems faced by observation. Under recording method, you can face a problem of faulty tools, like a pen, like a recorder. Faulty pen, you reach there as you want to write, it cannot. And then you fail to collect data. You can face a problem of noise pollution. Like in a factory, machines can be making a lot of noise and you cannot get what the respondent is telling you, and you can't write the information there. In the field, the moving vehicles can also cause that noise, and you cannot write the information as being told by the respondent. You can also face a problem of inadequate papers. Here we're using inadequate, not lack of. You can't lack, because in field work you have to be prepared. Don't say, I lacked a pen. No. What took you there without a pen? Yet you were a researcher. You were a student. So you must avoid the word lack of. You say inadequate or faulty, that you had it, but it was inadequate. It was faulty. Recording can also be affected by unfavorable weather conditions. I'm not saying climate conditions, but weather, such as too much sunshine that reflected on your papers. Maybe you had peak fair. It reflected and you could not draw. You could not write. An abrupt downpour, rainfall that affected you and soaked your papers. So therefore, you couldn't write or draw in the field. Are we still together? Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, teacher.
That is recording.
Yes.
We go to interviewing. With this method, you can face a problem of hostility. Hostility, where the respondents, the people you meet there, can chase you away because they may not be willing to ask them such questions, like personal questions, asking them their names, because you're going to be asking them their names. Please, I'm so and so at all, Gloria, what? I'm a student here and here. I'm in a candidate class. I'm requesting to know your name because it is required. They may not want to say, why asking us questions? Go away. And many other kind of questions that can be personal can also lead to such a thing. So, I don't know that it will go off. So, you find that, you can take. So, you find that asking them questions, it can make them to be hostile and they can chase you away, which is a problem. Language barrier. You can be knowing English only. You go there, people are speaking Luganda, you look angas, they turn it to Kiswahili. You can't also get what they are saying. So it becomes a problem because you can't get the information clearly. And then abrupt weather changes, heavy downpour or sunshine. Then sampling, you can face a problem of lack of representative samples. Language barrier can be a problem. And then holding of information. Failure to reveal certain information to you, or what you call hiding of information. It is also another challenge of sampling. And then also inadequate sampling skills. Not everyone can sample. You need to be with that skill. When you are selecting a person to ask questions, are you selecting a real person? There are people who will select mad people, drunkards, and you know what they will answer to you, funny things. So you have to do with that skill. That's why I say inadequate skills is another problem for sampling. Measurement, inadequate tape measure, faulty tape measures. And then abrupt weather, like a heavy downpour, can affect you in the, and maybe a traffic jam or heavy traffic. You find that cars are moving all the time and you cannot measure the width of that road. It is also geographical in nature. Then literature review, you face a problem of torn geographical materials and information is not clear. Maybe the paper is soaked, maybe the paper is faded, and then you can't see clearly the things that are there. And then a heavy downpour, you cannot get that paper or that pamphlet to see clearly the things that are there. And then questionnaire method, hiding of information. You send information and they give you half-baked or even biased information, or at times exaggerated information, and you will not get the correct information as you desired. And then faulty questionnaire, among others. Then lastly, orientation. You can face a problem of abrupt weather. You can face a problem of inadequate map extracts or inadequate survey maps. And then you can also face a problem of wet conditions where you cannot rotate the map, blah, 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 blah. Now, to know the method, to know the problem is easy and everybody can do it, but to pass that question is also difficult in the way that many students will just give or state the problem. I faced a problem of language barrier, whereby I did not understand the language. The person was speaking Kiswahili, and for me, I was speaking English, so we could not communicate properly, and you stop there. In field work, A level, we say that you're not supposed to stop there. You have to continue and give the limitation, the hindrance, the information missed due to that problem. And the information missed has to be the objective that you suggested or formulated or you went with. For example, we faced a problem of physical obstruction due to Mbuya Hill that became a barrier, and we are not able to see other physical features around Mbuya Hill. That one, to see other physical features, is the information missed. We faced a problem of language barrier. You can elaborate more that because the respondents were speaking Luganda and for us we are speaking English, therefore we were not able to get the historical background of Mbuya Hill. Don't ask me that, before this, I had already told the person that I was able to get the historical background. Here, each question is independent of the other. You can agree and then disagree on another question. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes, you can say maybe party B was saying that how did you use the method, and said I used this method to get the historical background. Don't say here that I've already agreed there or accepted there that I got the historical background. When I reach the problems, I don't mention it. Here, each question is independent of the other. You can agree there and disagree here, like in paper 2, where they tell you to state the merits and demerits. And you first say the method was cheap. And then here you say the method was expensive. So here, each question is marked independent of the other. You can agree there, and here you can give it as an explanation that because of language barrier, we are not able to get the historical background. We are not able to get the problems first. So if the question was tagged to part B of the method, using the method, which problems did you face? You say using observation method, we faced a problem of poor visibility due to misty, due to fog, and we are not able to see other land use activities around Mbuya Hill. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, teacher.
Meaning that if you don't give the information missed,
Yes, teacher.
you don't earn any mark. You give your problem and the information missed. If you don't give the information missed, however much the problem is correct, you earn a 0. You don't even earn a half, you earn a 0. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So the problems are there.
Yes.
They are what we call problems faced while using methods or while collecting data, and problems faced by that area of study. What were the problems faced by the area of study? What were the problems faced by the people in the area of study? Those are different. You can give problems like insecurity or safety, landslides, shortage of land, competition for market, depends on your topic, high taxes, perishability of products, poor sanitation. These are problems faced in the area. Poor sanitation, accidents due to speedy vehicles, safety, pickpocketing. So there are problems faced in the area of study and problems faced while collecting collecting data in that area of study. So don't mix up problem faced by the people in the area and problem faced by you while collecting the data. Now, still when you are in the field during field work, there is what we call recommendations. Recommendations and conclusions. Recommendations are made to find a solution to the problems faced there. So recommendations are like solutions in the area of study. Recommendations are like solutions in the area of study. So therefore, for example, this is the topic of fieldwork of Masese Fish Learning Site. Masese Fish Learning Site, the problems they face, insecurity, competition for markets, shortage of land, high taxes, perishability of fish, heavy rains, poor sanitation, accidents. So when you are in the field, you can recommend, you can give solutions, you can suggest solutions to solve the above problems that you came across while there. So our question will be, what were your recommendations during your field work? Since it has to be past tense, you can say, we recommended that, or I recommended that. Or you can say, I suggested that, or we suggested that. Then you give a solution. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
It has to be past tense. And your recommendation should have a problem to be solved. We recommended that Marine Police at Masese Fish Landing Site should be employed to fight a problem of theft. theft. It is like you are giving solutions to the problems that were there. That's what we call recommendations. Are you getting it?
Yes.
Yes. We recommended that the authorities at Masese fish landing site should put in place dustbins to solve a problem of poor disposal of waste, of garbage. Are you getting that? Those are what you call recommendations. Can any one of you suggest for me a recommendation that you made in your area of study where you went for your field work? And that motion is described, that part is parabolic in nature, is a parabola.
We recommended that the use of collective.
This is who
We recommended the use. Yes.
Recommended that
the people should dispose of their waste in proper dustbins so that there could be easy collection.
That is good, but your point is ambiguous. You recommended it to who and where? Fieldwork, you have to be specific with local names and areas. Repeat again. We recommended the people of where?
We recommended the people of Masese. We recommended.
You went to Masese? Was Masese your fieldwork topic? You have never gone to Masese?
I'm remembering one of Masese.
O level, okay, it's okay. You mean that you went to Masese? In O level, you went to Masese?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Masese is in which village?
In Walukuba East.
Walukuba what?
East.
Walukuba East? Which district?
Jinja.
Jinja? Okay, what is the historical background of Masese fish landing site?
It was started by a fisherman. A local fisherman who used to supply his fish to the local people in Walukuba.
Known as who?
I've forgotten his name.
Okay. Continue with our recommendations. Give us one.
We recommended that the people of Masese should use dustbins in order.
Whom are you telling? Like examine, right.
Alpha, help me.
Okay, let me try mine. We recommended the people of Giza village south of Mboya Hill to put dustbins at every corner to solve the problem of poor garbage disposal.
Good. Mukimba, give us one. Mukimba, give us one. Then another thing, answer the question, please. Let's keep time. Mukimba, give us one. Let's keep time. Yes, Stephen. We're about to finish. Mukimba, one recommendation. There was a mistake. Okay. Let's keep time. Okay, just recommend just on our online learning, just give us a recommendation. Mukimba, I want you to talk also. One of the factors is time. Say something. Give us a recommendation for online learning.
My network is poor.
Ah, why has it has accepted now?
Whether you want or not, you must experience a change in your life. But the question you must ask yourself, what kind of change do you want?
Okay, so recommendations are solutions, and you present them in past tense. We suggested, I suggested, we recommended that, I recommended that, I recommended that. You tell us what you recommended and what it solves. Now, the next thing that we normally do during the field work, during data collection, is what we call drawing conclusions. And the conclusions here that we draw are what we call geographical relationships. They are the findings, the geographical relationships. So we shall start from there next time. It is the last topic, geographical relationships, where we have a connection between physical to physical, and then human to physical, and then human to human. That is PP, PH, and then HH. Those are what we call the relationship, the findings, the conclusions drawn, physical to physical relationships, then physical to human relationships, and then lastly is human to human relationships. How physical relationships favored, encouraged, disfavored, discouraged, promoted the other physical relationship in that area. We are just connecting a physical relationship, how it favors another physical relationship, and a physical relationship, how it encourages a human relationship, and then how human relationship also favor their fair human relationships. So that will be the last topic of fieldwork, and then we see what we call how to answer fieldwork questions. The follow-up, we saw the other time, the follow-up activities, which is the last stage, and maybe we shall learn how to draw the sketches, that is a sketch map, and then the cross-section, and then lastly, the panoramic view. The panoramic view. Okay, nice day. We shall start from there next time. Any question?
No more, just appreciation.
You're welcome. May God bless you. Have a nice weekend.
Bless you. Bless you too.
Who was looking for me?